All right, everybody, we are go. It is right now Monday, February the 3rd. The year is 2025, and we are looking at the live events that are happening all around our world. We're taking note of how the USA is changing. We're talking about Hexeth. We're talking about Trump, talking about Elon Musk and Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency. We're talking about the misuse of taxpayer money. All of these things we're covering in this live broadcast. I want to thank you and your family for spending the time here with us today. Go ahead and let us know where you're calling in from, whether it's the northern part of the USA, down south. For me and my family, I'm at the southern end of the Appalachian Trail, right at the north side of Alabama. We're watching the world unfold before our very eyes. It is a dumpster fire, but we're watching it from out here in the woods. I hope that no matter where you and your family are, you're staying safe and you're getting away from these crazy riots that are happening across our country. Let's go ahead and dig into some of what's happening. Let me get you guys up here so I can see you on another stream and see what you are saying here with us today. Florida checking in. We've got North Carolina, California, Hot Springs, Arizona, Arkansas, Australia. Hey, Jay from Australia. Glad to have you over here. Indiana. So, guys, a lot's going on. Let's go ahead and dig right into some of the things. Hey, Deborah, we're glad you're here tonight. Derek Fowler just became a member here on the channel. And that's how if you guys aren't a member already and you want to super chat at least $10, please become a member here on the channel. Let me see. We've got some stream issues that are dropping our connection very low, very quick. Let me see what I've got that might be hitting on our internet here. Maybe I'll have to start again. So let me dump this. Let me dump all of these tabs right here, and let's see if that's what does it. Let's just go ahead and get into it with x.com. We're going to go ahead and log in just like I hope that you guys will at home. See what's happening in our world. You'll see my username here. It's FSS Brad Harris. We don't even cover any of the we don't do any reposts or tweets or anything. We just cover the news, tell you what's going on, take a look at what's happening. So let's cover some of these things together. Hopefully this will fix some of our internet problem. We're down at 1,300 kilobytes. I can't believe how bad our connection is with this. All right, we're jumping back up here, 3,800 kilobytes. Now, we usually have great internet connection here. Maybe it's YouTube that's doing it. I want to invert some of this so that we don't get in trouble with the big boys and girls over at YouTube. This says the lady in black was being followed by a creep. She noticed a Twitch streamer and pretended to be his friend. Now, this is a perfect example of how you need to be aware of your environment. Hey, Miss Lisa, some of the videos that we're seeing right now are people who are attending the protests against immigration. And so you have people who you wouldn't otherwise expect to be attending these protests, like somebody's grandma from a very southern area who's never even done anything more Mexican than eaten at Taco Bell. They are attending these protests, and then they're wondering why they're getting attacked. Now, I know, and you know, because these protests have the ability to turn on the people right away. And so people are being attacked real quickly like that. And we have to watch out. Don't let your family get into these kinds of situations where this type of thing can happen to them. So here is a Twitch streamer. This person just happened to be about to be accosted by this guy. And she looks for his help. And you might have seen this video before because it's pretty well known in certain areas. And she's like, hey, could you get me on stream so that this guy will leave me alone? Just use whatever you have available to you at the moment. We love Cab. Hey. Okay, so this is Alex Jones talking about this. You almost can't even say his name anymore. He says the Usaid headquarters in D.C. This is a desperate attempt to stop Elon Musk's ongoing discovery of the mass threat of the use of funds.
Of dictatorship looks like. When you gut the Constitution.
Whoa, Nemesis, thank you so much for the super chat there. Celebrate the first super on a live stream. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it.
And you install yourself as the sole power. That is how dictators are made. What Trump
Can you believe what they're saying?
And all of their cronies are trying to do is take away the constitutional power of Congress.
I'll tell you what they're trying to do and what they're actively doing. What they're doing is discussing how disgusting the misuse and misappropriation of tax money has been over the course of the last 10, 20 years. It's happened even in previous Trump administrations. Don't get me wrong. We almost have to have a whole slate wipe to be able to start fresh and get us, the American people, we the people, to a place that we need to be. How's your husband doing? I'm not sure who you're talking to there. My brother's doing good. So if you were talking to me. Okay, let's keep going with this and see what else.
We get to decide. We have the power of the purse. We get to decide where money is allocated. And it's the executive's power to make sure that that money gets to where it needs to get.
Now, I don't know how much that you have seen about Usaid. And, it used to be, the thought process was that USAID was an aid organization. And that's why the majority of the populace just kind of let it go. And they were like, oh, it's just an aid organization. We don't even need to look at where the money's going. It's for aid. So let's see what Usaid actually means. The Usaid is the U.S. Agency for International Development. It is an agency. Let me flip this around so you guys can see it. It is an agency that is used to give they say assistance, but what they mean is my tax-paying money and your tax-paying money to countries recovering from disasters. Thomas Murphy, thank you so much for the super chat, and I appreciate your first super chat here with us in the FSS family. So here they are talking about how they're going to give this money to other countries for recovering from disasters, but what it actually has become is a funnel in which they give your money to themselves through these corporations. Let's get back to what she says it's for.
When we talk about civil servants being let go, what we are talking about is not saving money. It's essentially saying they
she actually
can get
looks
paid
better
while
backwards
they're
to
home,
me. What's up with that?
and their work doesn't get done.
Let me flip that around so you guys can see
American
it.
People. It is us, taxpayers, who are being ripped off.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. She looks more like a human
It is
being,
us, taxpayers, who are
backwards.
not getting the resources that we paid into.
Maybe it's because now we start to think that everybody's
so
AI out there.
The American people.
Okay, so she's talking a whole bunch of garbage, right? Here's Elon Musk. This is a repost by Elon Musk, as you can see right here. Elon Musk says, the far left government, and this is his repost, wide computer office that was recently taken over by Elon Musk is also the same agency that built, and let me flip it so you can see it, is also the same agency that built Elizabeth Warren's direct file tax program. Direct file puts the government in charge of preparing people's tax returns for them. Now that's interesting information. People are saying, what's wrong with direct file? I used direct file this year for the first time. Honestly, it was like TurboTax. The agency behind it was corrupt beyond measure. So a lot going on with that there. Let's see what else we've got here. Okay, listen to this. They say shut the entire city down, calling for revolution.
Not on our watch.
Whoa, that lady's got a
Because what they will try to do, they will
voice.
try to separate us. They will kick the trans people off the bus.
Maybe it is a deep voice. She said, not in our country, not in our city.
They're kicking the indigenous people off the bus. They're kicking our intersex community off the bus. Our Two-Spirit Plus family, they're kicking them off the bus.
Our two what?
The bus. Our Two-Spirit Plus family.
Two-Spirit Plus family. Two-Spirit Plus family. What is this? What? Am I in some sort of fever dream? A Two-Spirit are Native Americans who identify... Okay. Really? We've got to have a whole different classification no matter what you look at. Guys, come on now. Come on.
They're kicking them off the bus.
Okay. All right, I get it. There's a lot of transit happening here. Hey, are we putting the... is she saying that we're putting the trans back in transit?
They just want a membership LGBT bus. What?
I think that's what's going on here. I think we're putting the trans back in transit and everybody's mad. Gun for All says we need to unite and stop letting them divide us. 100% Gun for All. No matter, and that's why I tell everyone, it doesn't matter what side you're really on here. If your parents grew you up Democrat, your parents grew you up America, Republican, It doesn't really matter. What matters is that it really is us. And if we actually want a good future, we need to start looking to the ideas of what a good future is. And in my opinion, and that's just my opinion, it looks a lot like what our great-grandparents' ideas of what a good future was, where you can build something of your own. Sure, you hit the lottery if you can really make money. But for everybody else, you can carve out a nice group, a nice area where you and your family can be raised well. You can teach good values, and you can just keep on going. All right, let's see what else. They say all countries in the U.S. that the U.S. has bombed since World War II, they hate us for our freedom.
Just in Central America?
No, that's not really going to help us. Canadians are removing American-made products from their shelves that they already imported.
Sorry, I came to my nose.
Now, I don't know. Maybe whoever caught this video was just catching this guy changing shelves. But with all the other things that are going on out here, I couldn't say that this isn't happening. So they say that Canadians are removing American-made products from their shelves, getting ready to have a trade war. Now, we know that that pause already happened, right? The trade war pause. Trade war tariff pause. So they're already, the stocks reacted. Trump knew what he was doing. He threw the big old warning out there, put some tariffs on for a 48, 72-hour period. All of the other countries involved said, hold on, we don't really want this. And so Trump said, okay, you got 30 days to make things right. Now, whether that changes, I don't know, but they already put the pause on. Let's see what Reuters has to say about it. U.S. President Donald Trump suspended his threat of tariffs on Mexico and Canada, agreeing to a let me flip it around so you can see it. And guys, thanks for being here with us at this live show here on YouTube. It says U.S. tariffs on China are still due to take effect. Both the Canadian Prime Minister and the Mexican President said they agreed to increase their border enforcement efforts, and they were sending troops to the borders, pausing the 25% tariffs that were due to take effect. Canada agreed to deploy new personnel along the border with the Usaid to fight organized crime, fentanyl smuggling, and money laundering. Thank you so much, Nemesis. Many blessings back in return. Mexico agreed to reinforce its border with 10,000 National Guard members to stop the flow of illegal migration and illegal drugs entering the USA. Says the U.S. also made a commitment to prevent trafficking of high-powered weapons to Mexico. Now that's true. We do need a little back and forth there. QM, thank you so much for the super chat here on the channel. I really appreciate it, and thank you for supporting our family. Remember, if you guys are going to super chat $10 or more, also think about becoming a member instead. And then you're giving, even though YouTube does take their hefty fee, it's still a way for you to I can give you more back then than just these live shows. So thank you guys so much. As President Trump said, it's my responsibility to ensure the safety of all Americans, and I'm doing just that. I'm very pleased with this initial outcome. I'm pleased with it too. I hope they actually make some moves there. Okay, here's Trump. Let me flip it back before we listen.
Access only to.
Why is it important for Elon Musk to have access to the payment systems?
So people are asking, and they're scared right now because Elon Musk, and I'm seeing reports, and I don't know whether they're trying to dig at the type of people that Musk is employing, but they're saying, and let me see if I can pull up audit Musk Doge. Let me see what we get here. Okay, so they're saying that Elon Musk is employing a whole bunch of people with Asperger's and autism. Autistic. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. If that's what he's using, to really go after these people. If he is, that makes sense. I mean, if you get some dialed in, you get some based, tuned in, locked in, real workers with the TISM, then you bet that they're going to get this done because they're not overlooking anything. So Trump is getting asked right now, what about a $5 entry level membership? I'll ask, I'll look and see, Kevin. I appreciate you thinking. I'll write it down. I'll look and see. So Trump's getting asked right now, why is it important that Musk gets access to all the deliverables and all of, where's the payments
To
going?
the payment systems at Treasury.
Well, he's got access only to letting people go that he thinks are no good if we agree with him, and it's only if we agree with him. He's a very talented guy from the standpoint of management and costs, and we put him in charge of seeing what he can do with certain groups and certain numbers. Some of the numbers are horrible, what he's found. 100, think of it, 100 million.
Doria, thank you so much for becoming a member and for the monthly survival card membership. Kelly's working out a way right now to make sure we get everyone's address who's on that list so that we can send you out those monthly cards. I wish I need to get a couple so I can show you what they're like and put them right here at the desk.
Dollars on condoms to Hamas. Condoms to Hamas. And many other things that are frankly even more ridiculous. And they're finding tremendous waste.
Liquor stores
really
pulled
waste
American booze off
more
the
than
shelves.
Anything else, I think you could say. Probably fraud and abuse could be added to it. The more
So Trump's right there out in the open saying, look, we've got to give access to the Department of Government Efficiency so that there's accountability there. Here is J.D. Vance mocking the opposing side for being wrong on Trump's tariffs.
Morning. Now, actually, I was in the air. I talked to the president very briefly about this. He spoke with the president of.
If you mean to save the thanks for people showing support for the community, no, I'm, I don't think it disrupts the channel any more than me stopping the video to address individual comments.
Mexico this morning, and the president of Mexico committed to putting 10,000 additional Mexican troops on that southern border, our southern border, of course, the Mexicans' northern border, to take law enforcement more seriously, to go after those Mexican drug cartels a little bit more aggressively. So for literally 3 days, I heard the far left in this country say that these tariffs would make Americans' lives worse off. And what actually happened is the Mexican government was so afraid of the tariffs that they actually are taking their border enforcement and their anti-cartel activity more seriously. That is not a pathway to making Americans worse off. That's a pathway to making Americans better off.
Isn't that interesting? Really throwing out the truth bombs there. Jordan, thank you so much for being here, man. Jordan's a friend of ours and a moderator on the channel. He's asking how the FSS community is doing this evening. We've got 1,000.2 people in here. Let us know how everyone's doing this evening. What you got going on?
To spend more time with dad. Isn't it?
I guess, okay, here's our boy AJ showing off that T. I'm sure AJ's on the T. That's testosterone replacement therapy, TRT for anybody who doesn't know. When you hit a certain age, the T goes down. And back in the old times, they would increase their T in other ways. And actually the Indians, the Native Americans to the United States of America, they'll take, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not giving you any medical advice. I'm just going over historic data here, YouTube. They will take the pollen pods off the top of pine trees. And those are very closely related to human testosterone that we produce. Let's see if we can pine pollen testosterone. Pine pollen is a powder produced by pine trees containing amounts of testosterone. People believe that consuming pine pollen can increase testosterone levels, but there is limited scientific evidence to support this claim. Kelly, come in here. It's Kelly's birthday today, and she's spending it's okay if you just got a beanie on. She's spending time with a friend out there and with our kids. She made some brownies, and we had brownies and ice cream. Did a little cake of it. So it's Kelly's birthday today. Everyone wish Kelly a happy birthday. It's a great day for us here at the homestead and the family. And what were you looking for?
A Band-Aid.
A Band-Aid? For that birthday boo-boo.
I was cutting cucumbers.
Okay. She's cutting up some cucumber tomato salad. Let's see what else we've got going on out here. Everybody's throwing in the happy birthdays, Kelly.
Thank you.
Okay, so I doubt Alex Jones is on pine pollen. I'm more betting that he is committed to the TRT, testosterone replacement therapy. And if he's not, go him, bro. You just keep on going. All right, here is the drone footage showing a scorpion dropping explosives through drones. These are cartels, guys. These are actual cartels using weaponized drones right now. Now, you remember 25 forever. That's right. I am a lucky dog. We just saw that report from our Border Patrol. And the Border Patrol said what? That the cartels were going to begin using drones. And they were going to start using drones against Americans and against the National Guard and the U.S. military. Well, here we have footage playing out right before our eyes of them weaponizing drones. All right, let's move on. These are reportedly people of Jewish religion that don't want Trump to meet Netanyahu. They say he's, against the values of the Jewish people. So there's some protests. Now, I told you there's crazy protests going on all over the country. We've got protests in California, Atlanta, Georgia, Texas, New York, Pennsylvania. Almost every southern state has a protest of some kind. You've got these protests right here about the Trump and Netanyahu visit. No idea what he's saying, but he means it. And when he means business, he means business. Now, for me, if my beard was looking like that, I would tame it a little bit. But that's just me, and I'm not him. Let's see what else we got here.
Weeks since inauguration, we've been hard at work at the FCC on President Trump's executive orders, including bringing down the cost of living. But on this particular one, look, I don't usually get out there talking about FCC investigations, but there were some leaks involving this on Friday and over the weekend, so I wanted to be clear about it. We have sought the unedited copy of the transcript and the video from this interview, and as part of an FCC investigation, there was a complaint filed.
Okay, so this is NPR and PBS from different regular broadcasters. They say that there's a conflict of interest, a violation of FCC licenses and ruling. Whether it is or not, I am not sure. Here's Trump.
Anton, where is he? And congratulations to Anton. Where is he?
Somebody said, it looks like the entire Florida Panthers team deliberately dressed like President Trump today.
Great, and congratulations.
Rapid Response 47. Now, if you've watched Rapid Response 47, it's the official Rapid Response account of the Trump White House. They said Usaid, which is not aid related, except aiding their own pocketbooks, has been unaccountable to taxpayers for decades, funneling money to ridiculous and in many cases malicious projects of entrenched bureaucrats with zero oversight. Now remember, this is an official account. $1.5 million to advance diversity, equity, and inclusion in Serbia's workplace. $70,000 to produce a DEI musical in Ireland. $2.5 million for electric vehicles in Vietnam. Now, I want to remind you that what happens with this type of thing is somebody will go visit Vietnam as an example. This is just this is a make-believe example. Or they'll have family in Vietnam. And they'll say, you know what I want you to do? I want you to go and find tallies of how much it would cost to get electric vehicles and draw me up a business plan. Well, here's $2.5 million to draw me up that business plan. And then they'll be like, okay, now give me $1.5 million back. You still get to keep your cool mill of the U.S. taxpayer money. But that's how corruption works. 47 grand for an opera of individuals. $2 million for changes, medically necessitated apparently changes. $6 million to fund tourism to Egypt. Thousands and thousands for nonprofits linked to organizations of terror. Millions to EcoHealth, involved in the research at the Wuhan laboratory. Hundreds of thousands of meals that went to Al-Qaeda, and affiliated fighters in Syria. U.S. aid paid for meals that went to these people who were causing trouble. So it won't get them in trouble doing it backwards. That's right. So just bear with me. You look at the pictures, I'll read the words. It's like we're back in kindergarten. Funding to print personalized contraceptive birth control devices for developing countries. And then hundreds of mills. Thank you so much, Death Gaming, for becoming a member here on this live show. You're part of the reason these live shows exist, because the members said, you know what, we don't, not just for us, make them here for everybody. Because wouldn't it be better if, 1.5 thousand people are all watching and talking about the same thing than just, 40, 50, 60, whatever? Thank you. Thank you for doing this. I got 3 months worth of food. Fraser, that is freaking awesome. I have friends and family who don't have 3 days worth of food. I have friends and family who don't have 3 weeks worth of food. I have friends and family who think they can't go 3 hours without some food. So you are on the right track. Yeah, Al-Qaeda. The list goes on and on according to this efficiency report. It's been happening for decades. Now, Trump says it ends now. I want you to remember that a lot of these things probably happened to varying degrees under previous Trump administrations. Let's hope that everybody's like, you know what? We got to clean house. And no matter what was happening or overlooked before, we've got to clean house from this point forward. All right, let's move on. This is an outbreak update. The U.S. government has extended its freeze on public and partner communications. I'm seeing hospitals shut down, or at least reach capacity. Flu capacity hospitals in the USA right now. Ireland, we already know they're hitting it. Rochester, New York, flu cases impact hospital capacity. A recent spike in influenza. Let me flip this around. If it's just text, it's no worries. A recent spike in influenza A cases in New York pushed Strong Memorial Hospital beyond its capacity. Now, they will let you die in a hallway inside of an American hospital. Make that make sense to me. It's like we're in China in that regard. Or it's like we're in North Korea in that regard. They will overpack and let you die in an American hospital hallway. We have such a system that has benefited on corruption for so long that I'm sure you understand like I do. This has got to change. It literally has to. And I'm hoping that we make it, through maybe the fog. You know, there was a video about the fog today. I was sick with the fog juice for like 3 weeks, guys. I was coughing up some nasty. They say South Carolina, this is 1 minute ago. Barb right here. Barb's telling it like it is. She's saying that this is, she's sending it to Hexith, real Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, saying the fog is being sprayed here tonight. It has bacteria in it. I'm not a doctor, guys. I'm not telling you whether it does or not, just what people are reporting. Some people are saying get the Ivor drug. Geoengineered fog hitting Oklahoma twice. Look at this fog. Look at this right here. I've seen dozens of videos like this. Somebody said get kicked out. I hope we didn't get kicked out of chat there. Okay, I think we're all right. So I have seen dozens of videos like this where people are reporting massive amounts of weirdly hanging fog. This was in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That to me is crazy. Like, I don't want no part of that. Okay, here, a tale of FOG. Tested a sterile sample of condensate from heavy Florida fog against known infectious disease. Results showed Serratia marcensins. Let's see what that even is. It's a bacteria, species of rod-shaped gram-negative bacteria in the family. Can't pronounce that. Anaerobic. It's an opportunistic bacteria. It was discovered in 1819 in Italy. I hope not, guys. Gosh, I hope not. I hope that there really wasn't anything crazy inside there. Look at this fog. That's wild to me. Is that not wild to you guys? When I look at that, I'm like, you know, I don't know what that is, but I don't want any part of that. Okay, thanks to Doge, millions of Americans have lost their ability to file taxes online for free. Now they must use third-party taxes, So this guy's like, you know what? Let's keep the money flowing to the billionaires' pockets. I need to be able to file my taxes on the government website for free. And don't get me wrong, you should be able to. Don't take me wrong there. They're going to fix it. Because what we know right now is what was running behind the scenes was not good. I've got to turn this around because we've got video. We got to turn it around. I can't hear what the reporter's asking him, but they say it's about the Panama Canal.
That have to balance out their trade, number one. That we've got to stop people from pouring into our country, and we've stopped it. They haven't stopped it.
So he's talking about the borders.
We've stopped it. They have to stop people from pouring in, and we have to stop.
Hey, good evening, Bonnie.
And that includes China. Fentanyl has killed.
Was it ever orange hair or was it always orange face for Trump? I don't remember. This is incredibly intense footage between Nigerian special forces and reported Islamic State fighters. Now, I can't really, I've got to squint. I guess if I squint real hard here, I can see some footage. So I'm going to move past that. We've got Jonesy talking there.
Since Elon showed the Twitter files where the FBI was paying millions to Twitter to stay democratic and get rid of the Republic.
I'm going to get back to that in just a second. I just want to make sure that we all know who Mae Musk is. Model and dietitian, author, international speaker. Children, Elon Musk.
Republicans removed from Twitter, stay democratic and get rid of the Republicans. I mean, you and I paid to have Republicans removed from Twitter. I now don't trust the press at all. And so, right, let's work. I'll only come to Fox News. I won't go anywhere else. And X.
That's cute. I mean, of course, now I'm going to look everywhere for my news. And I'm going to let the tinker thinker up here decide what's right. Let's watch patterns. Let's watch behaviors. Let's do all that. Is that a witch somebody said? She is nuts. The love is strong. I can feel it. But is what she's saying wrong? Let's listen again. Is what she's saying wrong?
Since Elon showed the Twitter files where the FBI was paying millions to Twitter to stay democratic and get rid of the...
That's right. Okay. They were being paid millions of dollars to push for an agenda. Now they've had to pay back, right? With interest. We just saw surfer bro Zuckerberg sit up there. He had to pay back. I mean, he gave up 25 mil plus a good 10 to 100 just to the Trump campaign. So they're definitely paying back there. Let's see. World is crazy. Cancellation of momentum of action. That was interesting. Okay. Oh, I think I saw this earlier. Okay, this is somebody saying sky spraying.
We see in the sky on a regular basis these long white trails that do not...
Now, I can't really talk too much on this because YouTube's going to get upset. What we do know is there's patents and behavior that is well explained about using chemicals in the environment to change the weather. So it does happen. That's what we know. It does happen. Okay, here is a video right here of a historic agreement meeting with Rubio, Secretary of State Rubio, touring El Salvador's presidential residence. Now, this guy looks like he's probably living it up, right? President of the United States taking a photo. Okay, this is funny. Somebody says, welcome, everyone. The President of the United States takes a photo with a kid and doesn't go in for a sniff. We are back.
Wait, come here. One more. Okay. Oh, she's such a big girl.
All right. And in 3, 2, 1, big smile.
Okay, honey.
You gotta love the digs there, right? That is just the right kind of shade.
Threats against her life. Just her existence as a human being.
You know, Jamie Lee Curtis, she's saying here that, these fascists want to exterminate entire types of people. I think the general consensus in America right now is that people just want other people to do their own thing and shut up about it. If you're not harming yourself or somebody else, shut up about it. I don't care what you do. Just shut up. And that's what some people can't get over. They're like, no, I have a voice and I need to be heard. No, just shut up about it. And that's kind of the direction that I would hope America will go, is the shut up about it road. So let's see. Maybe we have a chance here. Okay, I'm going to skip past that real quick. That was, if you guys watched the Kanye West thing, there's a lot of foretelling going on right there.
Sunday, okay? Let's just take Super Bowl Sunday, okay? It's going to affect beer, okay?
Look at this dude. Now, isn't this the dude that wasn't Schumer the one who was grilling a rare hamburger? You can tell this guy has never cooked for himself in his freaking life, right? So here he is, bro. This is real. He posted this himself, apparently. Grilling a raw $$ hamburger with cheese on it. So I know that this dude, maybe he was just he was visiting like a poor family member's house. I don't know. I had a grill in the backyard. The grill's obviously been used. You know he ain't using it doing this. Look at him just smirking here, telling us about what we're going to miss out if we threaten Mexico with tariffs.
Beer, okay? Most of it, Corona here, comes from Mexico.
I can't believe, we had Aunt Germominer change their name because of some negative connotations with it. I can't believe we don't have Corona beer changing their name. First thing I would do in there is be like, we're not Corona anymore. We're Kerners because nobody wants to be drinking the coronavirus.
It's going to affect your guac because what is guacamole made of? Avocados, both from Mexico.
That's what we'll be missing out on, guys. You'll have a safe border without Tren de Aragua coming into this country, but you ain't getting your coroners, and the guac is out the door. Here's a little bit more about the dismantling of Usaid. Let's see. Tom Holland party. Nah, that's not interesting to me. We've got a man going into a school board meeting in Florida. Starts capping up the board. Now this is crazy. Where you going, babe? Everyone, real quick, it's Kelly's birthday again. Let's wish her a real quick happy birthday again. We have baby chicks that she is taking care of, and her and our youngest son, they're going to take care of them. They're getting big quick, aren't they?
They are getting big. I'm just going to check the temperature because it's not quite as cool tonight, so I don't want them like super duper hot.
Okay. I went in there just like an hour ago.
Okay.
Don't put the heater back where it was. I moved it to another location.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so let's see what's going on here. This guy goes into a school board meeting, right? This happened a long time ago. But I just want you to remember that no matter where you go, you don't have a guarantee of safety. This guy is up here just blanging. He's getting them. All right. Okay, now that's a fail, right? But hey, you do your thing, guy with antler heads. Trump, chips and dinner. Let's see what else we got here. Zelensky sharing photos from assembly lines. Now this is where your tax money is going, right? A full-scale mass production process is on the way. This is your tax money paying for these things that we're going to need here in another country. Now what they'll do is they'll double dip. Look at this guy. Okay, his fingers look a little earthed. So maybe he is actually working. Or he just put old Band-Aids on so that you would think he was working. But I think he is because he's drilling into this thing. What they'll do is they'll double dip. And they'll take your tax money and they'll send it through shell companies over to Ukraine. Give it to American boarded shell companies over there. They'll send it back over here, minus a VIG, minus a cut. And then they'll still tax the bejesus out of the Ukrainian people, saying, well, you need to help too, because we're making your house safe. And so they'll double dip your tax money and their tax money. So I'm not mad at the Ukrainian people. What I'm mad about is how corrupt they are making our system.
Shocked, because I have this sort of gut thing I have, and when I first started watching it, what's crazy is 2 nights ago, we did the event here, and the guy who won the world title was the guy that got me into it. When I started watching this stuff a few years ago, this guy named Dumpling out of Siberia, Russia. Okay? I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. When we first paid him, I think he wanted $25,000 and 3 goats.
Did you come up with the
Okay, so I don't see anything really important there. That's just from Tucker. 22-year-old student arrested, charged with impersonating ICE or immigration police. They say Adam Steigel, whatever, was one of the 3 males in a Jaguar. Derek, thank you so much for another throw in here on a super chat. This is celebrating the first super chat side of things here. So thank you so much. This is a 22-year-old charged with impersonating immigration patrol right now. One of 3 males in a Jaguar SUV. They identified themselves as ICE agents and police. Now, there was probably nothing good going to happen from what they were going to do with people they were going to take. And that's why I tell you, please don't let your kids or your family have a false sense of security. There's a difference. Like the tools that are included into this, that gives me a sense of security, right? I have another tool right here, gives me a sense of security. But it's not a false sense of security to think I don't need those tools ever in my life. And that's the difference. Don't let your kids or your family have a false sense of security. Let them know that these types of things are happening out here. Why is the pick backwards? So anytime that we show something that we could get dinged by the YouTube AI or anything else out there, we invert it so that so we can keep showing it and not get dinged by, for being bad boys by YouTube. I'll read to you guys if there's anything up there that's really important that you need to read. Temple University responded. They identified themselves as police. They entered the premises. They spoke with suspects, and all three, including the suspect, left. Just imagine how people might use what's going on right now to take advantage of daughters, kids, saying that they're ICE, especially if they're chock-a-block, tacticaled up. What about the back inverter? Throw in the back inverter. That's what the baddies inversion. All right, let's move on. Senator Mike Lee calling for ending the Federal Reserve. Israel. This is an attack from Israel. Now, I'll tell you what. Israel's like the boys with all the toys, right? Because their ability to rain destruction on people that they want to call as their enemies knows almost no match. Look at this. Let me just hit it again. I wish I could slow it down. The speed, guys, and the precision that they are able to unleash, it doesn't make me proud that my money's going to pay for it. It makes me wish that we had this happening in our country. Craziness. Okay.
Grinnell,
here's Trump.
To be your envoy for special missions. Rick Grinnell, to be your envoy for special missions.
I sent him to
Thanks,
California
Northern.
to turn on the water. We turned it on. It was not easy because we had to go through a lot of environmentalists that are causing a lot of problems. And we have
That's right,
billions
Wesley.
of gallons of water. It was on 3 days ago. You probably saw. It should have gotten a lot of press, but it didn't get much.
I think what somebody said, I don't like IS real. For me, I think of things in terms of I don't like any government. I don't like any country. I like people. And I'm sure there's good people everywhere. Believing is seen. I'm thankful for you. L5S1 herniation. Large end. Things have been with a numb leg. It's barely helped. So L5 herniation. I guess you've got some neuropathy there. S1 herniation. A condition where the invertebral disc between the fifth lumbar vertebrae and the first sacral ruptures or bulges. So I wonder, let's see if Grok has anything helpful to say to us. Now, the first thing Grok's going to tell us, and Grok is Twitter's AI. The first thing Grok's going to tell us is that it's not a doctor, and they're right. So what are some at-home physical treatment options and natural medicines that people can use when they have... Now, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm using Grok, which is Twitter's version of AI. Twitter says, dealing with an L5S1 can be challenging. One exercise, I'm not telling you to do this, is a McKenzie method exercise to reduce disc protrusion. Press-ups, cobra pose. So if you know yoga, you can use something called the cobra pose. Core strengthening. Stretching, like hamstring stretches. Hot and cold therapy. Natural remedies include turmeric, known for its anti-inflammatory properties. Ginger, similar to turmeric, as part of an anti-inflammatory diet. And willow bark is a natural pain reliever. Essential oils that can be applied include peppermint, lavender. We're like this close to the point where we can use AI to better help ourselves than other people can help us. So maybe look up some of those things.
What we're doing is giving Los Angeles and the entire state of California virtually unlimited water, which they could have done 5 years ago.
Traction,
which
yeah.
I told them they should do, but the environmentalists stopped them. And we opened it, and we did it regardless of the state.
Derek.
And now the state seems to be very happy. I spoke with Gavin Newsom, and he's very happy. I almost called him by the other name.
Alien, I didn't read that right
My
at
little
first.
nickname for him, but I think they're all happy. They have a lot of water in California. Too bad we didn't have it about 2 months ago, right?
Well, there's the truth. I'm going to watch because why not? Hold on. I got to turn this music off. All right, there's a catch. Grandpa? It was close, Gramps, but I'll give it to you. It's good enough for me. Grandma, you get in line here. Come on, Grandma. I love it. Okay. That's why I love these live shows. We have a chance to actually look at things and not just be all doom gloom all the time. Let's listen to what our press
$1.5 million to
You're watching live coverage
through USAID over the past several years. These are some of the
let me see. I might have to turn this around. Okay.
insane priorities that organization has been spending money on.
Let's see me do it.
$1.5 million to advance.
Hold on. Okay. All right. If she heard me, I'll see if I can do it. Because for her birthday, she was thinking about making a pie, and I was like, oh, well, I'll grab this whipped cream for you. Let's see if I can do it. I'll text her in here. Maybe she's down with the chickens, though. Can you bring whipped cream? I think it was whipped cream. Hopefully it wasn't like sour cream or cottage cheese.
Serbia's workplaces.
All right, let's see what she's got to say.
You're watching live coverage.
Through USAID over the past several years, these are some of the insane priorities that organization has been spending money on. $1.5 million to advance DEI in Serbia's workplaces, $70,000 for a production of a DEI musical in Ireland, $47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia, $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru. I don't know about you, but as an American taxpayer, I don't want my dollars going towards this crap, and I know the American people don't either, and that's exactly what Elon Musk has been tasked by President Trump to do, to get the fraud, waste, and abuse out of our federal government.
Okay, my oldest son said he'll bring it in here. All right, so we're going to see, guys, whether I can do it. All right, let's go with it. So she was talking about the highlights of exactly what's been going on, what we talked about.
Morning or good afternoon, everybody. So today we are in New Orleans, Louisiana for the week because it is the week of the Super Bowl.
When is the Super Bowl? When is the Super? Apparently February 9th, 6 days from now. I'm not a football watcher, but for everybody who's looking forward to that, I enjoy my bread and circus in other ways. So if you're looking forward to that, I'm here with you. I'm supporting you, looking forward to that. So here's our military saying that we are ready, folks.
And guess who the branch of choice for the Super Bowl is this year? Well, it's the United States Marine Corps because we're celebrating our 250th anniversary this year. And all of these aircraft you see here, I'm on a flight line right now. All these aircraft
baby oil, that's a different kind of birthday.
Are the same aircraft that are going to be conducting the flyover for the Super Bowl. So when you're sitting at home watching the Super Bowl, and you're eating your cheese puffs and your nacho cheese and your chicken wings and your pizza and your bagel bites.
All right, dude. He's getting a little passive-aggressive here with this.
Or whatever it is, going to be conducted.
He's got to work to keep our country safe, and he's getting a little passive-aggressive. Let's listen.
The flyover for the Super Bowl. So when you're sitting at home watching the Super Bowl, and you're eating your cheese puffs. And
your freaking cheese puffs.
And your nacho cheese.
Your freaking nacho cheese.
And your chicken wings.
Your freaking chicken wings.
And your
no, the whipped cream. It comes out of a spray bottle.
Pizza and your bagel bites or whatever.
Your freaking bagel bites.
These are the aircraft that are going to be doing the flyover. They're from VMM 774 and VMM 764. 764 is out of Miramar, California, and 774 is out of New River, North Carolina. So they
Chiefs
flew all
are
the way
playing
here
the
from
Eagles.
Miramar and from
Darla
New
says
River.
go Eagles.
Quite a long flight to be on an Osprey, but they are going to be doing the flyover this year. So when you see that, just know.
Now, guys, this is part of a bigger thing, right? We know that they did some nasty things in New Orleans recently. Yeah, whipped cream. I guess there's a challenge, Kelly. Let me see if I can do it, and let's see if you can do it with me, okay?
What is the challenge?
I need you to get a white wet towel, because it's probably gonna be messy. So the challenge is that you spray it on your hand, hit your hand up, it flies up into the sky, and you catch it in your mouth. Okay. Yeah, pray they don't get hacked or crash into people. So I don't. We've got lag. Let me see. Probably anytime I play a video for a long time, it lags out. Just because maybe I could turn the quality of this video down a little bit. Yeah, it's at 1080p, so I am out in the woods. Yeah, Starlink does what it can do, but that's it. Going full screen for this. Okay. Now, I don't, is this an old one? It's got to have been an old one. This isn't the new one that I made her. Okay, so they hit it up on their hand like this. It goes up into the air. Now, they might have had, their hands.
Is this real or is this...
I just saw a whole bunch of people do it. No. Okay, you ready? Okay. I got what I got. All right, your turn.
Oh, my gosh. You got it on your leg.
Thanks. All right, birthday girl.
Oh my gosh.
So you gotta slap your hand up like this.
Like this?
Yeah. And up high. Do it hard. I would have done it harder if I would have known. Up high.
Like this?
Yeah, hard. And then put it up.
Oh, that was a fail.
Okay, try again. One more time. We got to get back to the real
like
work
this?
here. Yeah,
okay.
like that.
But it hurts my hand.
Probably where your watch is.
Okay, let me take my watch off.
Okay. All right, remember, guys, it's her it's her birthday, and she's putting up with this for us.
I am. Okay, right here.
I'm ready. Yep.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Why?
It's got to melt a little, so give it a little wiggle. Yeah. Okay.
Am I doing it the right way?
I think so. I don't know. Okay. It's your birthday. Do your hand up too, like that. Oh, good job. That was pretty good. Here, let me help you before anyone screenshots our calamity here. Yeah, I need a little help.
Okay.
All right, guys. I mean, you challenged us, guys. You know, we're here for you. I'm not going to let a good catastrophe go to waste, unlike the bottom of my desk mat here. Bring your left arm up. That's right.
This year. And all these aircraft you see here, I'm on a flight line right now.
All right, let's keep going. We watched everything from him. Now, I'm a little afraid of what's going to happen in New Orleans just because we had those recent New Orleans attacks. So maybe there's going to be more attacks like that coming. Here's Mexican authorities arresting El Ricky, that cream game. To my dad's birthday, too. Happy birthday, Dad. A regional leader of a cartel in Mexico. Supposedly, one of the most powerful and violent cartels in Mexico. Now, I don't know what they did to this dude that he needed to take his socks off first and his shoes off, but apparently that's where the business is somewhere around the socks and shoes. But this guy's tatted up. I mean, he's definitely not a babysitter. El Jerquito over there to the right of him. I wonder what his job is. Democrats protesting outside of the Office of Personnel Management, seemingly protesting the USAID audit.
This will grow and we will not stop. On beyond the pale. When our Constitution is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. So I want to be really clear that there may be only a few people here today, but this will grow and we will not stop. This has gone beyond the pale. This is out of control.
Gone beyond what?
Gone beyond the pale. This is out of control. This is not a normal situation. I want the media here to start covering this like what it is. A coup that is happening under our watch. Again, Trump is a puppet of a foreign...
Is she even using this thing? Is this a Temu voice box loudspeaker, because I don't hear any, I just hear her yelling. I think she was probably put into this place just to be a prop, because this thing isn't even on. Listen.
When our Constitution is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. So I want to be really clear that national, whose name is Musk, who has taken over our data.
Yeah, this thing is powered by one freaking hearing aid battery, and that's it. There is no voice amplification here. This is a prop,
Now he
guys.
has all this
Listen to how
information.
much better
We
her
don't have
voice
the
is now.
Department. Trump has become a puppet of Elon Musk, which
Okay,
is
well,
really scary.
Kia Charcuterie here is an activist, they say.
Has become a puppet of Elon Musk, which is really scary because nobody elected him, and now he has all this information. We don't know why he has it, but we need to get it back. Musk was not elected, and he's taking over powers that...
So hands off our data, you fascist creeps. So an audit. Now I get the sentiment, right? Because let's say the IRS came to your house and the IRS is like, well, prove to us you filled up your car twice in a week. You're like, come on, IRS, how am I supposed to do that? There's a little bit of that here because no one, even though these corporations are supposed to be literally writing down every penny they spend, a lot of it just gets kind of washed away. Like, oh no, it's okay. We're just going to let that cool 500 mil go. And so the Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency, is coming in here and they're like, no, where is it? Show me where it went to. And the politicians are like, I can't tell you. It's just gone. And so they're just getting taken out.
They're mad. Belong to Congress. Congress is the entity in this country that is supposed to decide how money gets appropriated.
Interesting.
Saw Elon Musk and his crew put a gag order on AID employees. They disconnected them from email, which is putting lives at risk around the world. So we are here to
Darla.
enter the building, and so we can hear firsthand from whoever is here at AID, or at least witness firsthand what is happening with this Elon Musk attempted takeover, which will not stand. We will prevail. Let's go.
I love that they whoever wrote whatever he was supposed to say literally bullet pointed those three phrases. They're like, when you wrap it up, you need to say this.
Let's go.
Let's go. Make sure that that's in there.
Attempted takeover, which will not stand.
Tell them it will not stand.
We will prevail.
Tell them we will prevail.
Let's go.
Let's go. And he got it, and so his handlers are A-okay with this. Well, there's the American flag. That's the first good thing that they've done. Let's see. Okay, here is a receipt from Elon Musk. Dear Elon, please see this important letter. Now, Musk is reposting this. We will not tolerate threats against Doge workers or lawbreaking by the disgruntled. All the best, from Ed Martin. Now, Ed Martin, let's see who he is. He's a U.S. Attorney, District D.C. He is former president of the Phyllis Schlafly Eagles and ProAmericanReport.com. U.S. Department of Justice, Edward Martin. Okay, so it says, Dear Elon, it was good to work with the Doge team this weekend. We must keep all our American government employees safe and protect the American people's property. Anyone imperiling others violates our laws. One last warning for you. Late last week, we indicted indicted an economist who worked at the Fed for economic espionage for the communist Chinese. Please be very aware that there are those who are acting against our American people in every way. Oh, it's backwards for you guys. Sorry, let me switch it here. Refer to us any questionable conduct or details that you notice. They say, I recognize that some of the staff at Doge has been targeted publicly. At this time, we ask that you utilize the staff to protect the Doge workers. Any threats, confrontations, or actions in any way that impacts their work may break numerous laws. So basically, this is lawyer speak for if you continue to out and mess with the employees who are doing this, check marking all of these things, then you're going to get sued. This is a Qatar Airways. Oh, I guess this is Starlink.
And President Trump is already delivering big wins.
I don't know if I can play this one because I hear music in the background. And it's one thing to invert the video so that it's backwards. It's a whole other thing for music. So let's just, okay, here's what we need to talk about right here. Pay attention. The UN's replacement migration plan. That sounds like a conspiracy theory, right? It does to me. You're like, okay, we're going down rabbit holes here. The United Nations has openly admitted a strategy for mass migration that dated back 25 years. It pushes something called replacement migration. They say it's a solution for declining birth rates. So let me get this straight. You get the people of a country so unhealthy, and you give them so much medication that can stop their ability to breed. It makes the women infertile, and the men's testosterone and sperm count almost go to nothing. Let me put on my smart glasses for this. Okay, so you get the men unable to make babies and the women infertile, and they can't make babies. And you have this declining birth rate. So that's what we call that a problem. Well, the solution, the United Nations says, is to bring in migrants forcefully, purposefully, to get that birth rate back on the up. And so that's exactly what this is saying. Let me make it right for you guys to see it. I'm going to keep these smartboard glasses on, okay? The United Nations has openly admitted a strategy for mass migration dating back to 2000, which pushes replacement migration, a solution to declining birth rates in the West. Their own laid out plan shows millions of migrants that are needed to offset population declines in the USA, in Europe, and in all other countries in the name of sustainability. Now you might think, okay, that's got to be fake, right? Okay, this is called replacement migration. UN replacement migration paper. Well, look, what would you have us see here? This is right on the UN website. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Let's make sure that everybody can see that up nice and close. Right there on the UN website. Okay? Open up the page. It brings up Population Division, Department of Economic and Social Affairs, United Nations Secretariat, Replacement Migration. March 21st, year 2000. A solution to declining and aging populations. The preface. The Population Division of the Department of Economic and Social Affairs at the UN Secretariat is responsible to provide the international community with up-to-date and scientifically objective information on population and development. The Population Division provides guidance, they say. In particular, the Population Division is concerned with the following substantive areas: patterns of mortality, fertility, and international and internal migration, including levels and trends, their causes, consequences, and socioeconomic, geographic, and gender differentials, spatial distribution, population between urban and rural areas. The work is a solution to declining aging populations. And what do they say to do? You bring them in. And what have they done? They've brought them in. Countries are grouped geographically into 6 major areas: Africa, Asia, Europe, Latin America, and Caribbean, North America, and Oceania. These major areas are further divided. The European Union talks about those divisions. Well, I'm not reading that. I thought it said English only. No Chinese? Maybe it goes on. Okay, executive summary. The United Nations monitors fertility, mortality, and migration trends, focusing on these two critical trends. The present study addresses the question of whether replacement migration is a solution for declining and aging populations. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I know if you would have looked hard enough, this is the year 2000. Let's just ask for a second, who was the president in 2000? Bill Clinton was the president in 2000. Okay. I would go, okay. Well, Billy Boy was a little busy under Billy Boy's desk, so maybe he wasn't looking too closely. He just let it slide. So who was the president after Bill Clinton? Come on now. You guys want to give this to me, right? I want you to see it. I don't want to tell you. I want you to see it. Who was the president after Bill Clinton? George W. Bush. Now, Bush was a little bit preoccupied, wasn't he? He was thinking about all those gas fields, all those weapons of MD going on over there. That's right. You guys got it. Bush. He was thinking about all those bad boys he wanted to bomb over in the borderlands. Well, I know Bush, Obama, Clinton, Trump, everybody in between has seen a copy of this or heard about it at some level. And what did they know? I'm going to take off my smart boy glasses. They knew what was going on. They knew why we were bringing in people after people and why we had basically a free and open migrationary period. You tell me how deep you think that rabbit hole goes. You tell me why we're seeing protests against this type of behavior.
President, why is it important for Elon Musk?
We already covered that a little bit.
Tariffs are a tax when you, but in general, tariffs are a tax. When you tax something, you get less of it. So we'll probably get fewer imports, but then with retaliation, fewer exports. Smoot-Hawley was not a particularly successful round of tariffs back, helped spark the depression. So I share the market's concern in terms of, but we'll see what Trump really has in mind here. I know he used tariffs very effectively when Remain in Mexico wasn't working until Mexico started cooperating under the threat of tariffs. So again, I can't predict exactly how this comes up, but I'm concerned.
Yeah.
We should all be a little concerned with what happens next. They say that tariffs are a tax. When you tax something, you get less of it. So we'll probably get fewer imports. But then with retaliation, fewer exports. Smoot-Hawley was not particularly successful and helped spark the depression. And so I share market concerns. Well, obviously, this threat of taxation and tariffs worked. Donald Trump wants to get rare metals out of Ukraine. Now, in a post out in a news outlet, they said that we are working on a deal with Ukraine where we're going to secure what we are giving them. Let me read this a little closer to you. I wish I had video of this. He said where we're going to secure what we're giving them with rare earths and other things. Now, I've told you since the beginning of the Russian-Ukrainian conflict. What did I tell you? This is for assets. They were there for physical assets. They wanted the wheat fields. They wanted the physicality, the location of being next to Russia. And they wanted the rare earth minerals. This is since day one. We've talked about this here. Now they're saying Trump, right out in the open, said we are looking to do a deal with Ukraine, which tells me that deal was considered presidents ago, where they're going to secure what we are giving them. Basically, we're trading money. Your tax money, but we get rare earth minerals in exchange. So instead of them using your money to do something here, they're using your money to go get rare earth minerals for here. Now, that can work, but will it? Or are they going to screw us just like they always do? They always screw us, guys.
Think of it, $100 million,
That's him talking about the condoms to Hamas. This is the U.S. Air Force KC-135 Stratotanker refueling. Now, this is during a U.S. Central Command Area of Responsibility patrol. Where do you think that is? Trump says, we are telling Ukraine they have very valuable rare earths. I want Ukraine to give us rare earths. I hope he said it just like that, too, because that would be very Trump. That would be very on brand with Trump. This is a group of scum protesters at a hospital.
Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you!
I mean, that banger hit in their head. They ate on that. They said NYU, shame on you. And whatever old person funded this said that's the winner. Here's Trump accepting a shirt. Golden hockey stick. All right, let's see what else we got. This is a cartel attacking and killing a police officer, reportedly. So white truck, they get out. The attack happens quick. This guy over here on the on your opposite side of the truck, he takes off. He's like, oh, I ain't want no part of this. They probably chase him down, honestly. But he didn't want, or he was part of the crew, part of the gig. This is Mark Rubio in El Salvador. Best police escorts they say that they have seen in a while. Interesting. Julie Kelly urges FBI agents participate in a massive walkout.
It's unconstitutional.
Now, this is really rich, right? The same people who have denied and violated the due process rights of J6ers and President Trump, by the way, led to targeted harassment of January 6 defendants and their family members, violated their due process.
You know what? I don't... Oh, I'm glad I moved past that quickly. You know what I don't hear anymore? Is any talk about BlackRock. Isaac Claiborne. Thank you so much, Isaac Claiborne. Thank you for your dedication, Brad. We needed this. Yeah, I mean, thank you guys. We all need this as a community. The chance to look at all this real happening and laugh a little, because some of the stuff we have to laugh about. Here's a SITREP, situational report, providing the latest updates on the situation in the Democratic Republic of Congo and its conflict with the M23s.
Along the northeastern portion of the country.
All right, let's listen again.
Welcome to the SITREP, a bottom line up front and Artorias podcast. In today's episode, we will be discussing the latest developments in the Democratic Republic of Congo and the conflict against the M23 rebels. The United States Embassy has recently announced that all U.S. citizens should leave the country while commercial flights are available.
So leave the Congo, get out the DRC. Now, I wouldn't be too into the DRC. I don't care what they say the environment is like. I don't care what they say, how safe they say it is. Because I am not taking my kids and my family into the DRC. I watch these walkthroughs, right? And these walkthrough videos show these families that stand so far out of here. They look like victims walking. You know how there's that saying, that's a dead man walking. Basically, if you talk about Boeing, they say that's a dead man walking. These people stand so far out, you know that they look like a victim walking down the street. And at the end of the videos, they're all like, oh yeah, we got pickpocketed, and they tried to get us into these alleys and all this and that. Well, you don't be dumb. Don't be ignorant, people. Get out of these areas. Don't be taking your families into these places where you have no ability to keep them safe. And in fact, I talked to my son recently because he wanted to go on or he was thinking about it, and still is. He's older, right? He's an adult. He can do his own things, make his own decisions with knowledge of what's happening. He wanted to go on a cruise with somebody. And I was like, if that's what you want to do, I wouldn't feel comfortable for me because of these reasons. You're outside of international waters. The mode of law and the response to violence is totally different. You don't have certain support measures that you have in the USA. And so for me, well, maybe if I've done all the things that I can do inside the USA, I would think about that. And if I found a way to trick myself into thinking it was safe. Otherwise, ain't no effing way.
In addition, the G7 has condemned the alleged involvement of the Rwandan army in the DRC conflict and deemed attacks against civilians and UN peacekeepers as unacceptable. Recently, Tanzania has announced casualties within their peacekeeping forces deployed.
The bacteria they found in the fog is called mycoplasma, a tricky bacteria that hides well inside of the body. That's interesting. Okay, let me see if I can find anything on that, because I would have a little bit of extra information to give on that. Mycoplasma fog. You probably won't find it on any mainstream sites. Maybe I need to ask Grok here. What was going on with that mycoplasma? Was there any reports of in the great death fog of 2025? I think I like to make Grok think I'm its friend. As of the information available, there have been no specific reports linking to mycoplasma as what's been described as the great death fog of 2025. There are some relevant points from the web that might indirectly relate to your query. It's been discussed in context of conspiracy theories or concerns about chemical or biological agents. One source describes a mysterious fog with toxic chemicals, but it does not specifically mention mycoplasma. So if you have more info on that, I'd love to see it. Just because I need it to, I need to read it. All right, let's see what else we got.
Northeastern portion of the country. Lastly,
Dem
we're
some
tracking
AKs, boys.
threats directed against the South Kivu province, and the situation shows no signs of de-escalating. This has been
They
the
put
setback from the
mycoplasma
bottom
in
line
the
up
little
front
C
in our Tories
and
podcast.
Morgellons. Elon Musk inspired our most talented youth generation to help fix our government. Come on now, don't give me that noise.
This new kind of piece of the...
Okay. Too much music in the background. Elon Musk saying Marco Rubio is awesome. Now I want to let me get to some Hexeth, see what he's got going on today. Okay. Declares a new era under Trump. Makes his plans to visit the... anytime you see this dude on purpose, they're like, okay, roll up your sleeves, Hexeth. Let's see that we the people, what you got flying under there. Let's see about media.
What's happening with DEI? How's that going at the Defense Department? Well, DEI is not going well at the Defense Department because it's dead. We will, as the president said in his inaugural, we will be merit-based and colorblind, and that is the case at the Defense Department. DEI is going to be ripped out root and branch because we want everyone treated equally with high standards and held accountable with warfighting, lethality, and readiness front and center.
Now, I've been speaking for months on this very point, that America was being seen as weak. And you can tell because they started putting, I don't think so, Tamver. I sure hope not, because that's tricky business right there. So I sure hope not. We have been seen as weak. And you can see Biden. Let me see if X can do it. Elon Musk, tell me Grok can do this for me. Show me pictures from the internet of President Biden being placed behind other world leaders in... Okay, let's see if it can do it. It says 5 posts. I can generate images related to your inquiry. Apex Summit. Okay. Maybe Grok can't just give us what we need. What we're looking for here is maybe I need to tell it. Just show me the images. I suggest searching the image search. Apex Summit. Let's do Apex Summit. Apex Summit Biden seating. Okay. Look at this right here. Here's Biden. Where is he? You tell me. Is this where the leader of where we spend all of our freaking money in taxes and we still aren't a free country? Is this where our leader should be? Goofballing it in the back row to the bottom left of the screen or right of the screen? While jokester Trudeau, Cuba's Trudeau is up in front? While the Chinese president is up in front? Do we know what the Apex Summit is? Let's talk about it. Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation. So maybe it can help us here. Who are the largest contributors to the Apex Summit? United States leading the financial contribution to the freaking Apex Summit. And what do they do with him? With you, as America. They throw you in the back. So I've been saying for weeks months, how our viewing to the rest of the world has been very weak. And let's face it, you get a chihuahua that barks at you and offers its teeth, and you get a pit bull that shows its teeth and comes barking at you. Which one are you more concerned with? I'm more concerned with the pit bull. Sometimes the chihuahua's a little crazy freak and it's got rabies, but I'm more concerned visually. I see it as more of a threat, the pit bull. And so we were less the pit bull and we were the chihuahua, as you can see right here. Thrown in the back. Don't know what's going on. Falling asleep at the wheel. Letting Jesus take the wheel. Whatever you want to say, that's what was happening. And now things are changing. Listen.
Is going to be ripped out root and branch because we want everyone treated equally with high standards and held accountable with
still, obviously, we see a want for fairness.
Warfighting, lethality, and readiness front and center.
Warfighting, lethality, and readiness front and center with fairness. Because just because you're one person who has a certain feature to your body or one person who has a certain religious belief doesn't make you a better warfighter than another person. No, you're a better warfighter because you're a better freaking warfighter. You're a better pilot because you're a better pilot. You're a better skill person because you have a better hold of that skill. Fairness is what it's about.
We don't have time for emphasizing differences. Jesse, one of the dumbest phrases in military history is our diversity is our strength. Our diversity is not our strength. Our unity and our shared purpose is our strength. And the Pentagon is excited to get back to that core mission. It's happening rapidly. The services are responding, and those that don't want to respond can work somewhere else. So diversity, equity, and...
Why are some of us so worried about Iran? Well, I am worried about Iran because I know whether Iran wants to or not, it'll be used like a tool. Iran's the hammer, guys, and Iran will be used. And so I give it a concern of respect, out of respect. They will be used like a hammer.
Inclusion will not be a part of the Defense Department.
Let's see what else we got here. So here's Hexeth. Why is there no audio on this? Maybe they got tagged for a little bit of the audio.
Plenty of time to interject. That's the idea. Listen, I mean, you've got a Border Patrol agent with you. Listen, we have a Border Patrol agent that flies with us, and they have...
Yeah, some things are backwards because of the algorithms and how these are already published content, you know.
They're able to see what sensors are going on.
Even though we're doing commentary and you do have... legally, you're able to. YouTube doesn't like it. And so we're trying to make it so that we can still watch what's going on out here. President Trump appointed Secretary of State Marco Rubio acting director of Usaid. Now read this. Okay, let's read it together. It was revealed this morning that Usaid gave millions for a bat coronavirus research in Wuhan in 2019. And then they attempted to cover it up. Now, I've told you from the get-go that what we went through as a world was a leaked issue. Here's the USS John F. Kennedy arriving at the port of Brownsville to be scrapped. Now, why? Why can't we make some use out of this? I can't play that audio, but I can play the video. This is a waste, guys. I wish Elon Musk would get a hold of this and show us, the people, how your tax money couldn't be used better than scrapping this. You're telling me there's nothing we could do here? There's no use for this? How many people... Hold on. I've got a radical idea. How many people can the USS John F. Kennedy hold? 5,000 people. Well, that's, what, a sixth of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30? Yeah, it's a sixth of Guantanamo Bay. So maybe, instead of being a sixth of Guantanamo and sending the boys out to Guant, we make a little place here. Scrap is useful. You're right. No, I mean, you're not wrong there. It's just such a beautiful piece of work. Wish it wasn't being scrapped. All right, Trump corporate press. The corporate press doesn't want you to see. Yeah, we already talked about this. We already showed it. Somebody made a joke of it being without a sniff. Doge cuts $45 million. This is offer the United States of America the opportunity to outsource part of its prison. Now that's scary. We're willing to take on only convicted criminals into our mega prison in exchange for a free. Who is saying this? Unfortunately, our Constitution doesn't allow for this. I wouldn't necessarily say unfortunately. I think pretty much everything our Constitution does is fortunately. Now, this is a reminder to us, guys. This is an alligator. Maybe a crocodile. Alligator. Which one has the short snouts? I think it's the alligators have the shorter. Yeah, it's the alligators. So when it freezes and all else would fail, they hold their nose above, right? Then they can at least breathe. That's every time you feel overwhelmed, like You just can't get your preps you need. You just can't get done what you need. You're not gardening. You haven't made it to the range, whatever it might be. As long as you just do this and you chill, but keep breathing, you'll get back to it. The water is going to thaw. Oh, thanks, Brian. I'll let her know. Okay, Republican monument in New Jersey, they say. I'm not so sure
power
about
grab.
that.
And it's also one part of a larger illegal and unconstitutional effort by this administration to gut the federal workforce and gut the federal government writ large. If they can get away with...
Who is this person? I don't even want to make any judgments there. I think I have all the judgments I need in my head. Oh, okay. I wanted to catch this from earlier. This is Trump talking about Ukraine's rare earth.
Very valuable. We're telling Ukraine they have very valuable rare earth. We want what we put up to go in terms of a guarantee. We want a guarantee. We're handing them money hand over fist. We're giving them equipment. European is not keeping up with us. They should equalize. And look, we have an ocean in between. They don't. It's more important for them than it is for us. But they're way below us in terms of money. And they should be paying at least equal. They should really be paying much more than us. But let's say equal to us. And they're billions and billions of dollars below. So we're looking to do a deal with Ukraine where they're going to secure what we're giving them with their rare earth and other things.
Appreciate the muted, Cole. Maybe what I had to say shouldn't have been heard because it was nasty. It was not nice. So I appreciate that. Can't hear you. No, it wasn't you guys. It was me.
Elon Musk, you didn't create Usaid. The United States Congress did for the...
This guy talks like Ready Player One. You remember the main guy in Ready Player One? Like the smart, kind of like on the spectrum dude who made the whole thing?
Elon Musk. Elon Musk, you didn't create Usaid. The United States Congress did for the...
So he's calling out Musk for wanting to call into accountability.
American
money being spent where it shouldn't be.
People. And just like Elon Musk did not create Usaid, he doesn't have the power to destroy it. And who's going to stop him? We are.
Okay. Well, so what Trump said about Musk today is that Musk basically has to tell on somebody. It's like a accountability by tattletale system. Musk will come in and say, look at all this waste right here. Here's who we think you should get rid of. And it has to be okay by the administration. I'm okay with that. I think we should have check and balances. I think we should have accountability there. Musk is going to go in and he's going to really try to root out everybody that's corrupt or that is spending money where they shouldn't, at least in the view of this current administration. And Trump's going to have to give the go-ahead. Thomas Whitestone, thank you so much for the first super chat that you have had here on this live stream. Thank you. I would soon be scared. T. Thompson says, thanks. Happy birthday to Kelly. I'll let her know. Thera is deep.
We're going to stop him.
I don't think they're going to stop him.
I'm Senator Andy Kim from New Jersey. About 20 years ago, when I first came to work for the federal government, I walked through these doors right behind me. I started off my career in public service at USAID. And I just have to say how proud I was to be able to serve the country, how proud I was to work for USAID, to be part of the foreign policy of this country. And I have to tell you, it was really tough today walking through these same doors 20-some years later, only to see it shut down to employees. Now,
Bro, they got to get in there. Where can I send you info on the mycoplasma? Fullspectrumsurvival@gmail.com.
All weekend long, I was getting calls and phone calls from people that I worked with at USAID before, people that are there now, people who have been I'm Senator Andy Kim from New Jersey. About 20 years ago.
Interesting.
You look good though.
Here's a dude telling this New York PD cop that, you know, he thinks he's got the riz for her.
Why you blushing? Blushing. I look good too, right? I like your nose.
My nose?
No. Look at my nose. You got the same, I think so.
Maybe it's his sister. He said we got the same nose. Largest medical AI randomized control trial yet performed has enrolled 100,000 women undergoing mammography screening, published today. The use of AI led to a 29% higher detection, but no increase in false positives. There's a lot of info and misinfo and disinfo and misdirection in mammography. The laws aren't there for the elites. U.S. President Trump told reporters talks are ongoing between the U.S. and Ukraine. We talked about that. Come on now. Man gets his barber for messing up his haircut. I don't even know who did that. Where did that come from? Okay, so I guess taller dude on the right. This dude holding his get right there. Smacks it into his barber. How... This is... Guys, I don't know how often do we have to see this? That you don't know when violence is going to hit you. And that's why nobody else seems to talk about the... yeah, I would appreciate to read some of it and talk more about the mycoplasma pneumonia. Nobody talks about when they say rule of threes, they're just like, oh yeah, you've got, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. Sometimes they get a little lower and they're like, you got 3 hours in inclement weather. Sometimes they get a little lower and they're like, you got 3 minutes until your brain dies off without oxygen. You have 3 moments to react. 3. Okay, now here, this is a 22-second video. This guy's friend right here to the right is trying to get him not to hold what he's holding, which is a tool that can throw a projectile through the air very fast. So his friend's like, no, you ain't going to do nothing. But he's smiling. He doesn't even see that there's a problem with this. Okay, here, we're 5 seconds into this. This guy had seconds to cool this down and be like, no, it's all right, man. We don't need to do this. I'll fix your hair, whatever. I'll give you your next haircut for free, right? He's not even paying attention to the guy in front of him holding a tool that can throw holes through other people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, he had 7 seconds to change the direction of his life. And I keep telling everybody, you have 3 moments to react to impending violence. Sometimes it's like milliseconds, like microseconds. Sometimes you don't even know. This guy had 7 seconds to think, maybe I should do something different. Let's de-escalate that. So we see people getting crazy all over the country, right? Let's just do a quick little search here. Immigration protest. Let's get some media going. These are protests all over the country. Now these ones, you're like, okay, that's not too bad, right? Do you know how many assaults are taking place in the middle of these that you'll never hear about on news? Because they want to just talk about these peaceful protests. They won't tell you about the assaults that happened during these peaceful protests to these peaceful protesters. You've got to not put yourself in an environment where this kind of thing can happen. Look at this guy throwing up his symbols right here. So this is going on today. Yeah, protesters did go crazy right here in the country. Make sure that if your family is going to partake in any way with this kind of thing, that they understand how quickly protests turned violent. Look at the audacity here. You're on American soil. You're wearing clothes through the somewhat corrupt capitalist marketplace you purchased in America. Your parents are in America. Your family is in America. You're sending your kids to American school, and you're burning the American flag, waving the flag of another country. You would never find me doing that. You think anybody would survive that in the DRC right now, where they have this unrest and riots going on? You see anybody here? This ain't the DRC. What is this? That's New York. This is New York, guys. Look at these kids. Look at how quickly this shifts. First it's just, oh, this guy on top's getting away with this. And then everybody else starts to jump in. This is freaking crazy. So you just don't know, guys. It happens so quick. U.S. Secretary of State. We already talked about that. Chat GPT bias. Don't need to know about Hawaii. Here is Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Just say this. Censure is not going far. If it were up to me, we win against Ilhan Omar. And the reason why I did that, and I'll just say this. Censure is not going far enough. If it were up to me, we would expel Ilhan Omar and deport her out of the United States. Her comments are outrageous. She's acting as a foreign agent within our very government. She said the U.S. government will only do what Somalians in the U.S. tell them to do. They will do what we want and nothing else. They must follow our orders, and that is how we will safeguard
Yo, how long have I been no sound for? This is ridiculous. Say that again. Let's see. Let me scroll back up and let me see what I might have had here. Talked a little bit about the Austin Police Department discussing a large group or gathering. They're telling you to get out of these protesting areas. Don't go in there. Trump moving forward to shut down Usaid. I think you heard Marjorie Taylor Greene. I probably talked a little bit about her. I'm not a fan. Let me just say that. I'm not a fan. If they used a different person, maybe. I'm just not a fan. But I was thanking you guys for being here. I said it's already been like an hour and 40 minutes. I don't know how this time goes so quick. But I'm glad we have these chances to talk, to know what's going on in this world. My hearing aid isn't working. Grok is at it again. Muted. Yeah, I don't even remember why I muted. Because Marjorie Taylor Greene was so low. I was like, geez, I want you guys to be able to hear her. I'm thankful you guys are here. I'm thankful for all of our members who have asked us to make these videos for everybody and make them live for everybody, not just the members. And I'm thankful that we have the ability to sit out here and we're all in this together. No matter what side of the political divide you're on, no matter what country you're in, we know this is a storm against humans. And let's get ready. Let's hunker down. Thank you guys for being here with us. Don't forget, if you want to support what we do here, you can join the YouTube membership. We're like 3/4 of the way to a milestone. I'm just thankful for you and for what you do for my family. We don't hire editors. We don't do any of this. It's just our family. Me, my wife, and our oldest son. So thank you guys for everything you do for us and to keep us going, to be able to spread this awareness and spread this information together. I hope that I get some information on the mycoplasma someone was going to send me. And I hope that you guys and your families are staying safe and staying aware. Thank you, Racy Justice. From my family to yours, please, everyone, I hope you have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.